Welcome back. We are back. We are so back. Back on day 34. Last time we got the satellite dish by solving the sundial puzzle, thanks to the corner on classroom 4, the corner of one of those maps. And we downloaded the Synca information, which gave us much more advanced laboratory possibilities. So, I'm curious if I can do that again. Now that it's a new day, you know? But we will see. We have so many gyms because we got two morning rooms, but also the second morning room kind of screwed us. So that is what that is. We saw that this all becomes purple as sunset comes, which is pretty cool. And satellite dish is SD from the Dove coat, where she said, I believe mom said, hey, we're coming back east. If it's not safe, lower the SD. Yeah. So I don't like any of these. We'll do root cellar because I want to look at the family tree again. Okay, Simon Sinclair and Clara Epson were married. We know about that. Lord Epson is the one in her study. Okay, that's her parents. Lady Ashlyn and Lord Epson were her parents, and those are the ones in whose pictures are in her ladyship's chamber, right? So let me think. Yeah, those two pictures are in her chamber. Simon is in her locket. But it was Simon Sinclair and Herbert Sinclair were the sons of Lord Thomas Sinclair, and Lord Thomas Sinclair is the one whose statue we've been seeing everywhere. Okay. So Thomas Sinclair and his two sons are in that picture where he's pointing out the front of the manor down towards Mount Holly, theoretically. There's also Baroness, which we haven't seen much of her. Baroness, whatever that name is. There's also Lionel Epson, who is Clara's brother, who left, but we don't really know what happened with him. Okay, so I do want to get this in my head really solidly. Simon Sinclair does not wear glasses. Simon Sinclair is just dark hair and how he is, right? Lord Epson, her father, Clara Epson's father, our great grandfather, has the glasses and the tuxedo. Simon Sinclair just looks like he's an archaeologist or something. Herbert Sinclair looks like a philosophy professor or math professor. Has the tie button going into his vest, right? Thomas Sinclair, that was Herbert. Thomas Sinclair is the bold one. Okay. Lady Ashlyn is the one who kind of looks. I don't know. It's just that picture, right? Because the other picture is just a bigger version of the same picture. Baroness is looking to the side. Clara Epson is just that picture again. And we also know something about the Epson family is probably from Araja. And we learned a little bit of Arajan language. But it wasn't enough to unscramble, let's say, the note underground. Okay, so that's a lot of information. I wanted to try and keep people straight, and that does help. I did not have their images solid in my head. Now, what the right-hand side of this is, I don't know. Because it's obviously cut in half, right? So who knows what the other half is, but hopefully we'll find out one day. I hope that's not just a tease. But we will want a shovel. This will be a round to get a shovel so we can dig everywhere. We also were playing with the kitchen's water supply, and 2 and 3 don't seem to mean anything currently. We'll try and get 1 if we can get the opportunity. Yeah. Sure, all bedroom closet, that's fine. Because we guarantee we have 2 items, we don't have to get screwed by having no bedroom. Okay, so this is Thomas Sinclair. And this, if he has glasses, he kind of looks like he would be Lord Epsom. So he has the hair, he doesn't. So Thomas Sinclair and Lord Epsom in Mount Holly. And it does seem like those two may have been well, not Orindians, I don't suppose, but they did speak a language of some sort, right? I don't know. We saw some stuff that looks like they might be in cahoots to some extent on something, but I don't know enough to know what. We'll take chapel. We've also got tons of money to get to the bookstore, so we want to get to the bookstore. I will workshop here. Give me an item, preferably a shovel. Not a shovel, but not a bad item. I'll take it. We still have notes to power hammer the greenhouse and to get schoolhouse 9 classrooms and get all the books. Let's see what else there is. Visit the clock tower note again because we saw something relevant to that. We know that the freezer we want to draft close in rank to the furnace, but it doesn't have to be close by proximity. If I freeze my 7 gems and stuff, that's going to kind of screw me. I need to be able to draw stuff, and I don't know, does the furnace cost anything? I don't remember, but the furnace is the one that helps make you more likely to get more red rooms, so it'd be hard to push the furnace unless I got a the room where you choose a book, you can choose a red book. So I could do that to force a furnace pull. Anyway, 4, 40, 20. 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 3 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36. Minus 20 is 16. Key card, that's useful. Very useful key card. Let's go forward. West Wing Hall, I'll take. Give me item, please. Don't know really. I'll kitchen just so I have it. Again, we have this set to 2 waters and nothing special happens, so we will try to back that down to 1 water if we get the pool and pump room. But we will have to see on that. What are we aiming for here today? Trophy room and red rooms. Which is fine by me because I want the furnace freezer combo. Secret passage. Okay. So now we're going to have to really try and do chapel to the right and see if we can develop that. And then try and get a freezer opportunity again. In close proximity to rank 3. But not too close, because then I don't know. I think we do actually want it really close, but who knows. Not a bad option, but pantry does the same thing. Not great options, honestly. Nickel and diming myself on gems, but you know, this has a chance of getting me gems, and I don't see Draxus, so that's a positive. To the right. Rotunda's probably a strong option, but I want to save it for later, honestly. I think we'll class from here. Give me Apple gives me extra steps today. Can I spin this? Nope. For some reason, the regular ones you can't spin. Oh, we also have the other puzzles from the... what's it called? Sure, all archives from here, actually. Believe it or not, probably this may be an insane choice to make, but we're doing it. I definitely want to go up. Sure. It takes all my gems, which is why I don't really like it, but we'll see what we can do. Go ahead and open it. Not like there's anything there for me, but it's open now. Dining room, absolutely. Can have lunchbox. I think we're on rank 4. Okay, so when we go to the foundation, that'll work out better. Now if anything gets spread, it will just be right here. So I have 2 shops. I just have a kitchen right now. Workshop does not count as a shop, so let's see what we get. Spare room's not bad. Vault, man, I can't afford it. Wah. I guess we'll quest bedroom. Alright. We really want a shovel. Parlor will do. Get us some gems, give us some steps. Gems are in the white box, maybe. The other 2 statements are both true, maybe. Gems are not in the blue box. Well, if this is true, then this is true, which makes this true, and that can't be. So this is, if this is false, then we have options. This has to be false, which makes this false. But this is true. So the gems are in the white box, false. The gems are not in the blue box, true. Gems are in the black box. Solid reasoning skills. Okay, we are back. Because I failed at that pretty badly last time. To my chagrin. Okay, take my 1 key, that's cool. Like a commissary, but that kind of hurts me pretty badly. Got the gems to passageway, so let's do that. Great Hall would be nice if I could get a foundry, not foundry. Everything is foundry today. Foyer, okay. Or foyer. Wish I could see what this one was. Boudoir isn't bad though. Let's go ahead and take Boudoir. It gives us a gem. It gives us 2 dice. So we can be a little bit more picky with what we get. I do want to try and get the freezer again at some point. Now that I have the other thing. Locked, okay. Can't go there. Give me a freezer. None of these qualify as freezer. So I think I will go to archives. We'll trigger this real quick and then boom. And archives. Freezer. That's locked. Gosh, freaking darn it. What are the odds that these are locked? If I'm gonna do the furnace from the secret passage, then that's fine. One of these is going to be, this is going to be hard too. I wish it was just one of them because I know that the garage requires one. But is it this one or is it this one? We'll go number 2. Honestly, it's not terrible, but I don't really like it, you know? And that's locked, so I'm in the locked thing unless I can pull a key. I can, I have the money, but it means I have to launder my money. Laundry services. Exchange all of your keys and all of your gems, which isn't great. Exchange all of your keys and all of your coins. So we'll go ahead and just do this. Gives us lots of keys. Gives us all the keys. So we can't afford any more services, but if we need keys, boom, done. Right, so. We shall never again need keys. Well, that hurts. Can I get anything worse happen to me? I don't know. I'm gonna probably code check or something. I don't know. I'll see what this is. A den. Den's not bad. You physically cannot have enough locked doors to keep me out of this building. I really want a furnace, but we can do a lab, I guess. Well, not a furnace, I want an ice thing. So let's see if we get an advanced experiment. Yeah, so unseal one of these, or get ivory dye. Both of those were advanced that we downloaded, so that's cool. I would like to do this. That'd be kind of cool. But the real ideal ones are actually different. Packet management. Oh, we can customize. Oh, nice. This is insane. Okay. Select 8 or more experimental triggers. So things that we will expect to do. Trash when digging, certainly possible. Opening a chest, certainly possible. Archive floor plan, absolutely. I don't care about that one. 2 gyms we can certainly do. Security door we can certainly do. Shop room, immediately we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't really like losing steps. This could be interesting. This happens enough. Every time you view your map, lose 10 steps and then. That's horrible. But I think this is probably a good set right there. And things I want to do. Random item, who knows? Set steps to 40 could be useful. Small chest. I could gain a star, I suppose. Dice to 2. Letter to the mailroom I absolutely do want, because I want to get that kind of lore. Before I ever die, I don't want to get the half my steps going though. Set your keys to 0. Horrible. Permanently increase your lockpicking skill. Be nice. That's not really useful. Seal is good. Remove a crate from the tunnel is the big one. Okay, so I can get rid of a few of these. I don't care about the star that much. I don't care about the dice that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got one more I can drop if I want to. Honestly, the doors to the antechamber isn't huge to me. Lockpicking skill, I don't know exactly how that skill works, but if we can permanently get more doors unlocked with the lockpick, that would be huge. The doors to the antechamber I'm pretty good about doing, but stocking the pantry with fruit isn't particularly necessary. I don't know how lowering the reservoir by one actually works. Do we just genuinely get rid of water? I don't know. I don't know that I want that one actually. So I'll hold off on that, but it's certainly a possibility. We'll log into the network and we will see. I also want to try this again because it was capitalized last time, but Swan Song HSS. Incorrect password. Log in. I'm curious also. His brother was. I don't know. We'll just do regular Swan Song. I don't know what his brother's initials are. Simon Sinclair, but whatever. No new packets at this time. Okay. Okie dokie. Use. Vestibule's not bad, but it takes all my stuff. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it just so I have every direction covered. Also, I'll go through here, I guess, but is the weight room still open? Sure is. Okay. So we did bust this open previously. That's dark room, okay. No items in here. Dining room's pretty far away, so we probably want to manage that as soon as we can. Can't afford it. I'm about to say that'd be a good thing to have, but Great Hall's not bad either. Assuming we can get the foyer. That one's locked, okay. I have 42 keys. Why am I not going to the Great Room and just unlocking everything? 42 freaking keys. What does 7 doors matter? It's gonna be a sixth of the keys I've got. Doesn't take anything. You will be opened by me, and you will like it. Got a key. Got a lever. I don't know if there's anything beneficial about opening every single door to the antechamber besides just you can have flexibility in where you go. But that would be kind of cool. We could open all of them. We want to go to the left. That's not how left works. We can do rotunda. I guess we'll do it. Yeah. I guess we'll do it at Wakanda, you know? Okay, back to the side. Walk-in closet, give me a shovel. 2 gems, a coin purse, and the key. Okie dokie. We want to go right and left if we can. Lost and found, not bad. Attic, certainly not bad, but we can't afford it. So I'll just try my luck with the approved archive floor plan. Hey, library. The original history of Orindia, which is nice. Ajira to Eraja? I'm confused. Is Eraja not a country? Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Okay, all three or four were... Okay, so that makes sense. Like, originally there was Orindia, because Orinda Ares was maybe the one in charge of everything. Anyway, though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen, its memories flicker in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. And even though, so that's why uh, Orinda Ares, which is what Finn Ares used to be, that's where the Sinclairs hail from. They are from this area, I think. Mount Holly has always been theirs. And the Epsons, they are sort of from Iraja, but Iraja was South Orindia in the past, so they all have this Orindia heritage. That's how they're connected. Because I was like, we have ties to Iraja for the Epsons, so why? But I think it all falls back to Orindia. And also, even though it's not colored, that looks like a black crown. So there you go. Onward with the book. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. I'm going to move my magnifying glass out of the way. Castle Orindia. Ajita, aka the First Era, because Aj is uh, Irajian, whatever the language is called, Irajan. Aj is the first, Aj era. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Ajita, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, aka Finn Ares or Orindia Ares, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Orindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry. Along every thoroughfare, from Oris all the way to the western banks, a new kingdom was born. It was the 4th king of Orindia who split the vast domain into 3 equal shares. That's right. 3 realms for his 3 children. The 3 children are shown, these statues are shown in the the seal room for Orinda Ares, or in Orindia, let's say. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. I'm going to write the details down. That's why I wanted this. Where was my written thing? That's the angels. I guess I didn't really write it down. Right, Arch, Aries. Finn we already know about, so we'll just add Raja as the other one. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Ares, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Orinda. So we have that written down. Orinda, nope. Orinda equals crown. Yeah, royalty, crown, crown scepter. To the youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, the land of the northern storms. A wild, untamed expanse which at the time was not developed, but a good deal more vast than the elder brother's lot. We'll put wild. And to his middle child, the only daughter, He gifted her the southern region of Iraja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and poetry of the old tongue. So so mystic magic poetry, which are indicators for the seal. And that may, in fact, the only daughter, right? That may be Yena. As the Second Era drew to a close, the three sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Aries to the southern shores of Araja. So they kind of all did it, but that was all Orinda. I'm trying to remember. Orindia. So Orinda Aries, but the combined is Orindia. And Orinda is the scepter angel. So it's kind of redundant. That's why I'm getting confused between them. Orindia. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the three realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future, a promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. So yeah, Arch Aries to the top, Araja to the south, and Orinda Aries in the middle. The Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Orinda Aries entered the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the reign of power. King Desilets the third was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who was often seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry in the court, but the masses as well, who could scarcely believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup at the crown. Desilets was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. Hey, we have court, cloak, castle. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare, yet not all were swayed so casually, so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Finn, or of, I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Finn, the era of ruin. After the passing of King Desilets III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Finn. On the very next day, the 6th of October, I don't think we've even used that, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Finn declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters, due to the fact that Desilets IV shared his father's good name, but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Finsurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Finn, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets stained in red. This is the civil war that we saw in the classroom. The brutality of the pacification of Finn did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forth to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Aries and Nuance to join their cause. So Arch Aries and Nuance were on the side of Finn Aries, while Araja was on the support of Orinda Aries. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men, which is a huge death toll, 1 in every 3. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place red banners were hoisted in honor of the fall of Finn. or in honor of the fallen, yeah, in honor of the soldiers who died, yeah. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled, which is probably us, because we have ties to a Raja. Today the realms inherited by the three, Finn Ares, Arch Ares, and Araja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to the land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past, and as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land which we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, a land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. The land is, after all that happened, still Orindia. But we don't accept that. Orinda Ares was the only true kingdom. You took it by force by a self-proclaimed king who wasn't worth anything. Bookstore, even though I can't afford anything today. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt me to mailroom. I think it will. And I'll try not to forget because next day that I have mail and I should pick it up. Because that would be nice to actually use the items that I've been given. This is just when Dad packed us away. Send us on our way. Okay. I guess we can vestibule. Or we'll just go into here. That way we don't have to use steps. And we can go left. Honestly, it doesn't matter what I do here because I can move the rotunda. So I think I will... I don't know. I'll just do whatever this is. Office? Casino. I have no money to bet. Sometimes it has, ooh, give me money. And now I can not spend it. Sure, we can hallway and try and tie in with boudoir. That seems like a smart idea. Smash a trunk. Give me some gems. Or a lockpick kit. That works too. Give it to me. To the right. We'll take our chances. That's not what we want, but it's okay. I'm good for the keys. We'll do this. A few steps anyway. No items. If I could get a furnace here, I'd be very happy. But not a furnace, a ice chest thing. We'll see what tunnel happens. Just board it up, okay. And all my kingdom for a shovel. Yep. I feel like on runs like this, the shovel's like the one thing you can't get. I guess we'll just play. I don't know why we wouldn't. Wager 5. One wager per day. We'll see what we get. I don't want coins. Give me coins. Of course. Do red rooms increase or something? No, just worthless. This, if we have the broken handle, we can use it here. The difference between this and this one is just overall betting and payouts. I don't know, that's a weird thing. Four will get me 5 coins, and it costs 1 coin to spin it again. I'll cash out. Worthless. Yep, nothing. Here we go. I'd say, of course, I'm not letting that slip. Does the crown do anything by itself? No, it's its own thing. What is net? 3 for each snake? Hmm. We'll just try it. Why not? No hope. It would be kind of cool to come in here with a full 50 or whatever. Coins. But bummer. And now we're broke. Look at how that works. I can't believe it. I never saw this coming. Food is so far away. Let's see, how many steps will it take actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Yeah, let me go and just go do that. I'll draft this room and spin it more again. Oh, can I get anything? This will give us some steps, I think. No, it won't because we don't have anything. No reason for it to give me steps. Security, permanent allowance because we did the quest room. Our allowance is now 54. We'll be taking a risk by trying to get as far as we can into this corner. Conservatory is pretty strong. Furnace is rare. I'm gonna fix that right now. So we want all of these in our lives. So we should be seeing much more of all 3 of those, and we can make that happen a lot quicker. I think the last thing to do, I don't necessarily have to go in here, I just have to do it, right? Man, that would have been so nice. A step for each room in the house. I've got almost all the rooms filled up, but I can get some bacon here. Alrighty. Heading on back. All the way through here. This trophy room, I think. Yeah. Please, freezer, please, freezer, please, freezer. Problem is, freezer is a blue room, so I can't do anything with it from secret passage. Dorm isn't bad, but okay. We'll just go back to secret passage and draft it, even though we don't need to. We'll go to the kitchen and not be able to afford anything. We can't really make anything either, but we've already gotten the item or the trophy for making 8 things, so it's furnace. Oh, it's a bathroom actually. Also, this water level does not seem to change whatsoever, so that's a thing too. Is there anything we can do with our last 20 steps? Oh, we can get a couple chests open. Looking at our stuff. I guess we can go back to the underground and try some of those. But we don't have Roman rune, so I don't know what the patterns are. Never mind, we can just wait on that. So tomorrow I'll try to get the library and rent Realm and Rune so we can get all the patterns and try to make the other sigils. I guess I can check what sigils we need because of the keys that we have, doors that we have unlocked. This is all the way full, and we don't really want it to be that way permanently. We don't go through there, we go through over here, yay! I do want to figure out if we can ever get back to that hidden thing back there. We want to keep doing the treasure map if we can, because that's always nice. Treasure map, vault, treasury room, all would be nice to have. Okay, so we need Arch Aries, Raja, the orange one, and the diamond. Here, see, that's not lit up anymore. That's so weird that like occasionally lights up. Is that like a glitch where it doesn't properly conceal it? Either way, I want to open this just to be safe, but because it might be passing through the next room over. But you are on my list. I do need to add that Finn Aries was the last location. If I have enough steps, I'll go ahead and do that. Do I have a key card? I sure do. I can call the elevator. Nice. Still may be a crap ton of steps to get there, but that will be what it is. I will lose my 34 keys at the end of the day. That might be a solid strat, is if you can freezer and laundromat strat, then you can convert like all of your keys into money and gems one day, freeze it, and then you'll have it the next day, and then I convert it back with another laundry. That would be kind of an interesting strategy. I wonder what does happen if I'm under it. I probably don't want to, not yet. Having thought that, I decided that I'd rather get the Finn Aries thing put on the map first, and then do that later. I will fool around on a different run where we're actually screwed and can't do anything, or all of our changes have been permanently taken care of. Game-breaking ha-has are not going to be the ideal right now. Boudoir goes right. It's dead, okay. Weight room to vestibule. And from here, the fastest way up, Great Hall, Rotunda, Antechamber. Okay. Good. First key we got. Second is in the vault. Third we got. Fourth we got. Fifth we got. Sixth we got. Did we get seventh? I think 7 and 8 are the only two we're missing. No, hold on. No, 2 and 8 are the only two we're missing. Because we have all the doors except for those middle two on the right opened. So 2 and 8 have to be the last two. Good to know, okay. Also, the moon is facing left, which means it's, I think, the Aurisphere. I don't know. Oh, it resets? Oh, bummer. So 1, you went south, so 2. I'm not gonna do that. And then 8 was here. 8 realms in 8 months. Okay, that's me, that's Simon. the treble clef denoted in verse. Doesn't really look like a treble clef inverted or anything. I flip my head, still doesn't really, but whatever. Marigold was actually a friend of our mom's. His name wasn't Finn, but man, it feels like it was close. Finny, I don't know. That we think was the previous groundskeeper. None of that looks breakable. This seems like Herbert Sinclair. He doesn't have the middle part, it's side parted. And it's not Thomas Sinclair, very clearly so. And that was Lady Epson. Lady Epson, Herbert Sinclair, co-conspirator Marigold, and Jones, which was me / also Mom kind of fits in both of these categories because she married a Jones. I guess she was never in charge of the estate. Maybe that's why her statue's not there. I don't know. We'll have to figure out about why the statue's not there. Yeah, for now nothing looks breakable. But I want to go. I want to go out. Set me free. The left-facing moon. Anyway. So yeah, those are the 3 that we've actually solved. We're into Aries, Finn, Aries. We haven't actually solved Araja, I don't think. But we saw in Finn Aries that he was going, or in Orinda Aries that he was going south, which means he started in Orinda and went to Araja, and then came back to Finn. So Finn was 8, and we know that actually because 8 is to the west, so that makes sense. Because Finn was a western city, whereas 1 is probably where Reddington is. Okie dokie. I think that's fine for a day. So we'll call it here. It's about an hour-long run, so we'll call everything here. Wasn't a super useful run, but we did get to double-check what we knew. Had a pretty good run, got to see some new rooms. The casino, specifically. Got to adjust the conservatory towards a few of our goals, so that'll be helpful. We got to read the library book, so that was useful. As far as history and a few details about our side of the country. So, our side of the planet, I guess. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye! Bye 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 bye.